A very good morning, all of you. I hope everything is streaming fine. So, welcome to day 2 of our 7-day challenge. So, today we'll start with meditation and then we'll move ahead with another positive topic, which is, of course, vaccination. And in vaccination, we're going to discuss about one new vaccine which is about to be brought into the market. After successful phase 1 and phase 2 clinical trials, we'll use ICMR website as a reference and then try to discuss and provide you some information, but not misinformation. So I hope you guys are all ready. So let's start a wonderful day with some wonderful music and with wonderful way of, in any wonderful way possible. Of course, meditation is one such wonderful way. I hope you guys are ready. So welcome to day 2 of our 7-day challenge. You have a choice. You can either observe the screen, observe this wonderful sunrise, or you can close your eyes. You can sit, or you can just rest your back as per your convenience, but do not lie down. Okay, do not risk falling into sleep again, because we're going to play some amazing music simultaneously as well. Right? So we'll try to meditate for 10 minutes today. Yesterday we started with 5 minutes. So today we'll set timer for around 10 minutes. And then we'll move on to our discussion on vaccines. Okay? I hope you guys are all ready. So let's start. I'm starting my timer now. So as I said, you can sit in any position. You can rest your back, or you can sit upright as per your convenience. And all you need to do is focus on your breathing, inhalation and exhalation. Correlate inhalation with positivity, exhalation with negativity, right? And if there are any thoughts, of course, there will be plenty of thoughts flowing in our mind in this process. Do not restrict those thoughts. Let them flow. It doesn't matter, but your focus should be on breathing. And simultaneously, you can observe the image or you can close your eyes. Anything as per your convenience, as long as you're doing this particular task, right? So it's almost 10 minutes. So isn't this amazing? Just a simple act of breathing, conscious breathing. Isn't it pleasant? With some additive effects like music, or when once we start experiencing this, we don't even need music. All we need to do is either close our eyes or observe something based on our choice. This simple act of conscious breathing itself brings a lot of positivity. And the secret lies in enjoying the process, isn't it? So, I'm glad you all joined me in this session. So, now let's extend and move on to the next phase where we'll discuss one positive news in the context of the pandemic. Right? So, as you might have seen, previously, by mistake, I moved on to the next slide. So today we'll be discussing about vaccines. So we have different vaccine candidates which are available all over the world, including in our country. So we'll look into the list, and also there is a new vaccine which is coming up in very near future, where, as I mentioned previously, phase 1, phase 2 clinical trials have been successful. Phase 3, I reckon they're still going on. We'll look into that data, right? And also, we'll also try to go through various categories of vaccines, as I mentioned previously, right? Here you go. So this information is from ICMR website, the official website, where you find information, but not misinformation. So this is for your reference. So we look into various vaccine candidates, COVID-19 vaccine candidates, and also specifically those vaccines which are currently available in India. As you know, we have Covaxin, Covishield, Sputnik. These are the three names which we are listening very frequently. Also, there are several other vaccine candidates, including intranasal vaccine, which is very interesting, right? So we'll get back to that. So first, we'll try to shift the slides and move on to the official website, review the information over there, and then we'll get back to our presentation. Yeah, so this is ICMR's website, where you can see worldwide COVID-19 candidate vaccines, right? Yeah, so in order to respond quickly and effectively to COVID-19 pandemic, in fact, that's what even all scientists are now saying, that vaccine is a definitive solution. Lockdowns, the things which we do in the form of face masks, social distancing, yes, these are very important, but a permanent solution is to achieve immunity through vaccination. So in order to respond quickly and effectively to COVID-19 pandemic, a broad range of candidate COVID-19 vaccines are being investigated globally using various technologies and platforms. These include viral vector, protein subunits, nucleic acids, DNA as well as RNA, live attenuated and inactivated vaccines. So we have a different range of categories of vaccines. So some of these candidates have entered the clinical trials. So now we'll move on to those vaccines. So COVID-19 vaccines under trials in India. Even though we're using Covaxin, Covishield, phase 3 still underway. So as you can see, Covaxin, India's indigenous COVID-19 vaccine. Bharat Biotech is developed in collaboration with ICMR, a National Institute of Virology combination. This indigenous inactivated vaccine is developed and manufactured in Bharat Biotech's BSL-3 biosafety level 3 high containment facility. So this is something which we often hear in Hollywood movies, right? Yeah. So it's an inactivated vaccine, Covaxin. And then we have another, also we have various updates regarding this respective individual vaccines, right? So you can find the updates here. I'll also share the link in the description part of the video. You can go through it as per your convenience. So various data, relevant data available in the website itself. So, and then we have this Covishield, the Serum Institute of India and ICMR are jointly conducting phase 2, phase 3 observer blind randomized control study to determine the safety and immunogenicity of Covishield COVID-19 vaccine. Also, you can find various data, right? If you're interested, you can go through it. And this is what I wanted to highlight, ZyCoV-D. So this is about to be used. In fact, various news outlets have picked up this story and it's widely being circulated for the past 2 or 3 days. So, Jidus Cadila focused on discovering, developing NCAs and novel biologicals, biosimilars, and vaccines. Announced that it's plasmid DNA vaccine. So, what they're saying is that once you inject this vaccine, this plasmid DNA, it gets converted into a viral protein, which stimulates your not just cellular immunity but also humoral immunity. We'll also look into that mechanism of action in another slide. So ZyCoV-D, it is a plasmid DNA vaccine to prevent COVID-19. So safety in phase 1 clinical trial of ZyCoV-D in healthy subjects established as endorsed by Independent Data Safety Monitoring Board, that is commenced phase 2 trial. Also you can see in the update, they have mentioned that Director Control, Drug Control General of India, a DCGI approval for phase 1, phase 2 human clinical trials is received. In fact, phase 1 and phase 2 human clinical trials have been completed and phase 3 human clinical trials are ongoing. And I hope you can look into this window as well. So as you can see here, it's a third-party website where they have mentioned that ZyCoV-D is a plasmid DNA vaccine candidate. When delivered into host cells, the plasmid DNA is known to translate into viral protein and trigger a strong cellular and humoral immune response, right? So ZyCoV-D. So we can expect that to be available very soon. So another positive we have in this fight against the pandemic. Now, let's not stop here. As we have seen Covaxin, Covishield, ZyCoV-D, we also know about Sputnik, right? Sputnik 5, in fact, Russians say that it's the first ever vaccine against, COVID-19, which has been approved clinically. So Dr. Reddy's Laboratory Limited and Sputnik jointly. LLC stands for Limited Liability Corporation, I reckon. The jointly conducting multi-center phase 2-3 adaptive clinical trials to assess safety and immunogenicity of this combined vector vaccine. In fact, we have various categories available. Yeah. So Sputnik, it falls under non-replicating viral vector. You can make a note of it, including Covishield. So it has non-replicating viral vector. Whereas Covaxin, it is inactivated vaccine. and then ZyCoV-D DNA plasmid, as we have just seen. Okay, so this is about Sputnik. So another vaccine which is already available in our country, thanks to Russia for its support. Biological E's novel COVID-19 vaccine. So Biological E is the name of a company. So also they're talking about two-dose scheduled vaccine again. So we have another vaccine candidate where you can see that phase 1 and phase 2 human clinical trials are still ongoing. So depending upon the results, right? It might be even approved. So DCGI approval for phase 1 and 2 has been received for clinical trials and it's going on. Yeah, also if you can look into this information, yeah, Biological is a novel COVID-19 vaccine containing a receptor binding domain of SARS-CoV-2 for protecting against COVID-19 disease. Okay. They haven't named it yet, so for now they're calling it as Biological E's novel COVID-19 vaccine. And then we have this intranasal vaccine, BBV154. Bharat Biotech is conducting a multi-center study to evaluate the reactogenicity, safety, immunogenicity of an intranasal adenoviral vector COVID-19 vaccine, which is BBV154, in healthy volunteers. It's an intranasal vaccine which stimulates a broad immune response, neutralizing IgG, mucosal IgA, and T cell responses. So both humoral as well as cell mediated. Immune responses, the site of infection, that is in nasal mucosa, essential for blocking both infection as well as transmission of COVID-19. A wonderful idea. In fact, it's very innovative. So as you can see in the update, DCGI has given approval for phase 1 human clinical trials, and phase 1 human clinical trials are still going on. And then we have this Covovax, not Covax, Covovax. So ICMR and Serum Institute of India jointly performing a phase 2 or 3 observer blind randomized control study to determine the safety and immunogenicity of Covovax, SARS-CoV-2 recombinant spike protein nanoparticle vaccine with a matrix M1 adjuvant in Indian adults. So phase 2 and 3 human clinical trials approval is received and the trials are ongoing, Covovax. And then we have mRNA-based vaccine. So this is the last one in the list, available in ICMR website. So randomized phase 1-2 dose-ranging placebo-controlled study to evaluate the safety, tolerability, and immunogenicity of candidate HGCO19 vaccine in healthy adults. The trial is being conducted by Genova Biopharmaceuticals Limited. So again, if you look into the update, DCGI approval for phase 1-2 human clinical trials is received, and phase 1 and 2 human clinical trials are ongoing. So when there are more results, we'll also keep an update on this particular website, and if there are any updates, we'll let you know accordingly. You can just check out the description part of the video, right? So these are various vaccine candidates available globally, especially in India, where in fact, globally there are still so many additional vaccines available, but these are the vaccines which are under trials in India. Remember, they're still under trials, phase 3. Since phase 1 and 2 have been successful, we're just going ahead for emergency usage, and so far so good, right? So Covaxin, Covishield, Sputnik, and we're going to have another positive to be added very soon, which is ZyCoV-D, which is plasmid DNA vaccine, which is known to get converted or into a viral protein, which is known to stimulate or trigger strong humoral as well as cellular immunity, as we have seen just now, right? So this is something which I wanted to highlight, ZyCoV-D. You need not worry about the company names, private limited company names, or who is manufacturing what. Just make sure that you're familiarizing yourself with the types of vaccines, various vaccine candidates, and what's actually present in them. Live vaccine, attenuated vaccine, or is it a DNA or RNA or spike proteins they're talking about? You just know the contents of that vaccine, which is helpful for you even in the entrance perspective, right? Okay, so this is something which I wanted to highlight in this specific video. So just check out the description part of the video for a link to our official website. And I really appreciate your active participation. So day two, we still have 5 more days to go. And also tonight we'll have a dinner session. I hope you enjoyed yesterday's dinner session. So see you again tonight at 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time with another case-based discussion. And I just wanted to share this personal experience, which I already mentioned previously. Last night, I had my dinner at 7, and then after 8, I felt very hungry. Especially after the dinner session, I felt very hungry. But I somehow managed to stick on to just one apple. It's very tough decision. So just one apple, and it's doing wonders right now. I can really experience how active and enthusiastic I am, how light I feel. It is something which we should all experience, no matter how much we listen, no matter how much we read. Sometimes, in fact, as a matter of fact, the secret lies in experiencing. So my point is try to skip dinner after 8, or if you feel like eating, have some uncooked food, fruits, even vegetables as per your choice. You will experience the difference, and once you start experiencing the difference towards positivity, you're never going to ditch that particular form of lifestyle. And also waking up early in the morning, you must be knowing the advantages or pros by now. You have all the time for yourself. You can focus on your personal and professional growth as per your convenience and as per your choice and as per your requirements. So wish you all a great day ahead. Love you all.